going on, people? This is the Baby Fathers podcast. We are back for another episode, and you know how we do it here on the Baby Fathers. Make sure you follow, subscribe to the channel, and like and share. All right, that's what I need you lot to do on the Baby Fathers. All right, so I want to introduce myself. I go by the name of DJ Ridler. I'm from Live Links, and I got my boy
G1 West,
and he's inside the building. And we have a special guest of us today, and he goes by the name of
K.
Man like K. All right, okay. So yeah, but before we get started, I want to big up to Ugly Studios for obviously having the Baby Fathers on their set. So definitely go and big it up to them. All right, so what's going on, lads? How's everybody?
Bless. Lockdown
3.0,
yeah.
Yeah.
Surviving.
Just about.
Yeah. Working out, reading, whatever I can do just to distract myself from just being bored, basically.
100%.
Losing hope. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, wicked.
Life is good.
And you, G?
yeah, man, I'm just here, man. Riding it. He get me surviving with the fittest. That's it, boy.
So listen up, right? Before we start getting to the deep conversations, right? Today, or this week, I put up a post on the Baby Fathers on IG page, and obviously it got a lot of attention for people putting at the views. So I thought I'll bring it with you lot and then take your lot's views to see how you saw this view, right? So I'll read out the post because obviously we have people listening to us on the Apple Podcasts, and we also have people listening to us on the Spotify, all right? So the post reads, shout out to all the dads out there who didn't walk out on their kids, but instead stayed. Kid and loved them. Apologies, yeah? Kid and loved them. All right, so I want to get your lot's take. Like, what do you think dads should get a pat on their back for not walking out on their kids? I go to G first.
I feel like K wanted to say something first. I felt like he had it. He was nodding like to say, yeah. Like,
Do you want to go first?
Do you know what?
I go first,
I'll
man.
go first.
Special
All
guest
right,
on that.
Go.
What's my take on this? It's mandatory. Fathers should be there regardless. So they shouldn't get a pat in the back, just like mothers shouldn't get a pat in the back for being there for their child.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it was a joint venture. You created this child with the mom. So why should we now congratulate you for staying? Fair enough, it might be an inconvenience in certain aspects of your life, but at the same time, it isn't the child's fault.
Yeah.
You play a big part. In fact, you pay 50%. So why should we congratulate you? That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, in this day and age, it's very difficult for dads to survive and to be co-parents because the way the system is sort of designed, it's not always in our favor. So in that sense, dad should get a bit of a pat in the back to say, you know what, you're a strong dude.
Yeah.
Thank you. But not overly praising, because at the end of the day, if we do that, then it's kind of saying, well, if you support your child, then it's a bonus. When it shouldn't be. It's literally mandatory. You should do it regardless.
Yeah.
I agree with him.
We agree, yeah?
Yeah, he took all the words out of my mouth.
Fair
Which is why
play.
I believe he went first.
But he has nothing to say.
He hit the nail on the head. No, because exactly what he said is it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be praised for staying around, even though in society you see it, right? He's a good dad. They say he's a good dad because of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But really and truly, it's what you're meant to do.
So talking about your situation, do you have access seeing your child?
Yeah, I do. But
Okay.
it wasn't easy.
Okay.
Put it that way.
So what happened with you and your mum?
Where do I start? So, boy, it's been 5 years now since I met the mum. About 6 years since I met the mum. When I met the mum, I had just come out of a really complicated relationship.
Okay.
I was with another girl for 4 years, and that was like puppy love, like the love of my life. We had a bad breakup. So I think it was like a couple of months out of that relationship, I went on POF, as we do.
No. POF as we do. What's POF?
No. As we, you don't know POF?
No.
You're lying, bro. I can tell this guy's lying, bro. POF, come on.
He's not.
You don't know POF? There's Plenty of Fish is a dating app, isn't it?
Okay, Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish, yeah.
POF. You see, I didn't know the breakdown term, but I've heard of Plenty of Fish.
Plenty of Fish.
But he gave you the
Is that
short
a dating
version.
app?
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
a
dating
dating
app.
app.
Okay,
It's
cool.
a ghetto dating app, to be
Wow.
honest with you.
All right, can I just ask you, because I've never done any of these dating apps
Nor have
before.
I.
That was my first time.
But how was it like when you what kind of ladies do you meet on there?
To be honest, but different types of people. Like I said, that was the first and only time I had been in POF because I was in a 4-year relationship.
So when you came out of the 4 years relationship,
Yeah.
that's when you went to the POF, right?
Yeah, because I thought, you know what, it's...
But was you going there to look for a lady, or was you just looking
Nah.
for some free?
So I
like,
wasn't looking for a relationship.
What,
Yeah.
some free fish? That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
just fishing to see what you...
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I
Plenty
mean?
of fish,
Yeah,
free
yeah.
fish. Yeah, hey,
You know, I was in a 4-year relationship, bad breakup. I thought, let me just see what's around. But indirectly, secretly, I was not looking for another relationship. I was looking for a replacement because 4 years is a long time.
100,
Do you know what I mean?
100.
Just want to rest and have fun and perhaps find a female companion.
Yeah.
You know, and I think at the time, it's, you know how it is with guys. It's kind of difficult to express how you feel from an emotional level. There's this kind of think you're moist or you
Yeah.
ain't got time for it. Do you know what I mean? So I think what I was looking for at the time was like a female companion with all the incentives. If
Yeah.
that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah,
Do you know
that's
what
it.
I mean?
That's it.
And
Someone who you can speak to at night. Someone you can speak to during the daytime, but that's just it. There's
yeah,
no.
and,
there's
friends with
and the other
benefits.
things.
That's
And
slash
the-
no.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Friends with benefits / no attachment.
yeah,
There you
female
go.
attack.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
it is? It's female. What's that called? They call it female presence you want around you.
Yeah,
that's
like
what
a
it is.
feminine-
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
detached house.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. God.
But you know what? Experience has taught me that doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Because girls always end up getting attached, and this is what a lot of men need to understand. So in the beginning, things were going well because she was like a friend and with benefits.
Yes.
So it was everything I needed because I didn't want to jump into another committed 4-year relationship. And one thing led to another. Start getting closer as friends, just confiding in one another about our secrets, about our life, our aspirations, our struggles, etc. And in due course, long story short, she got really attached to me.
Yeah.
Quicker than I expected her to. Because I wasn't attached
Can
to
I
her.
ask you a quick question? Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, when you were sexing her, was you using protection or was you not using protection?
So I wanted to use protection,
Okay.
but she said that she was, allergic to rubbers.
Okay.
Oh,
And on top of
that game.
On
Wow.
top of that, she also had or / has a condition that makes it difficult for her to bear children.
Okay.
And so the combination of the two, it was easier to fall into the trap of having unprotected sex, basically. And to be honest, yeah.
Can I just interrupt you? The reason why I say that, yeah, is because when you're talking about she was getting attached, yeah, because if she's just supposed to be like a link, friends with benefits, and your sex, and you're not using protection, you're literally giving her like the wifey sex. If that kind of makes sense, because
No,
if you
no,
just
but do you know what? I believe in his situation, what he's explained so far is that he was hurt. Remember, it's the love of his life.
Yeah.
And remember, you're hurt now. As a man, you're hurt, and your pride's been in touch. And so anything that comes along now, it becomes comfortable.
Quick.
Do you understand? And that's what he's.
But what he's doing, he's giving her some different kind of loving though. And that's the reason why she's getting attached. Because he's not sexing her as a friend of benefit. He's giving her some different kind of loving because it was.
Yes and no. Yes and no. But you know, it depends on the individual. Because if you are just any guy, literally no aspirations, just a typical dude, right?
Yeah.
Then most girls know what it is.
Yeah.
They know it's just sex. And they'll move on because that's not what they want to settle for.
Yeah.
But when you're a decent guy, decent morals, decent value,
Yeah.
decent job, etc.,
Can't let go of
they
that.
don't want to let go of that. Do you know what I mean? So it's not
good
it's
guy.
not it's not the sex.
Yeah.
It's everything else.
Yeah.
If you show you're different, or if you show you're real, that's when you're finished.
Yeah.
So, and I was just too real with her too quickly because, like G said, I just came out of a relationship and it
Yeah.
was very comfortable, almost like a replacement.
That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know, I was reliving
Was she a
the
rebound?
previous relationship.
With like a rebound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I look back at it, I
Yeah.
can say she was a rebound. Do you know what I mean? But that rebound turned into something permanent.
Yeah.
So and you know what? Even myself, I was getting a bit too comfortable with her as well. You know, and one thing led to another. That couple of months of dating turned into a couple of years.
Yeah.
Because I never actually wanted to ever be in a relationship with her.
Yeah.
And she agreed initially. She was like, yeah, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But like I said, that never works out because after a couple of years, to be honest,
that's never worked out.
We had one of them awkward conversations. Like, you know, when girls start off by saying, you know how we're in a relationship here? And it's like, what? We're in a relationship?
Yeah.
I didn't know we was in a relationship.
Yeah.
Start throwing
But you don't want to, exactly. And they know what they're doing. They're testing you by saying things like that.
Yeah.
And I'm secretly thinking, nah, we're not. So after a couple of years of doing what we're doing, I'm now start looking for the exit. Like, because what I don't want to do is mislead her and break her heart in the long term.
Yeah.
It was kind of like perhaps I needed her temporarily or momentarily.
Was she there to kind of heal you?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I needed.
Yeah.
And when her time had expired and I was sort of over the ex, I now wanted to find someone I actually really want to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
I was ready for that. But it was too late in a way because she was fully attached. And a bit more on a personal note as well, she had mental health issues.
Okay.
So after getting to know her for a couple of years, I started seeing a lot of things. Signs. Crazy. Like, I know self-harming signs.
Whoa.
And
What, in front of you?
Not going to go into too much, yeah? But mainly scars of things and like...
Her arms and stuff.
Yeah. And then also just weird behavior, like in the middle of the night, 3 a.m, getting phone calls, driving drunk because she's upset and, you know, attention seeking because she knew she was losing me.
Yeah.
Because guys, we show it. When we're no longer interested in something, we stop calling, we stop messaging, we stop showing much interest. And she knew she was losing me in that way.
Yeah.
So just attention seeking things that's when I started to think, you know what, this is getting a bit scary because I never got myself into this for that. I'm not trained to deal with mental health.
Yeah.
I don't want to do something that could perhaps drive her completely insane or, God forbid, the worst. It's like suicide. Do you know what I mean?
I've lost 2 friends to mental health where they took in their own life. You get me? And it's not a nice feeling to get that call to tell that your friend is took in their life. And
exactly.
But yeah, go on, bro.
And especially if you were responsible for it indirectly, irresponsible. Do you know what I mean? That's something that I wouldn't be able to live with for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I had to make a decision. Do I stay? Because I still cared about her. It wasn't just like a using thing. I was never using her. I actually generally did care about her. Yeah, I did.
Because obviously you were for so many years. You was with her for so many years that it started growing into more feelings.
There you go. I really cared about her. But then, you see, I think women as well, if you show that you care about them...
Too much.
They're too black and white in that sense, where if you care about them, it means you love them or you want to be with them. But if you're a decent type of person, you can still care about someone, but not necessarily want to spend the rest of your life with them. Yeah. I cared for her in a friendship way.
Yeah.
So you didn't fall in love with her during this time?
No, I never fell in love with her. Do you know what I mean? And
you sure, big man?
100%. So
it's all right, you know. We all love. I know you admitted you was love of your life, the last relationship, but we do all love. You know that,
of course. Now I knew that, but I definitely wasn't in love with her. It was more of a friendship thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, things kind of got out of hand. I kept on seeing too many signs, and I made a decision to myself, like, this time round, I'm gonna cut, and I did. And when I had cut out, I met another person who I had known for 10 years anyway, because we went to the same college and stuff like that. And I kind of confided in her about everything that I had been going through.
So was she like the friend on the shoulder hearing all your problems?
She was, but this was a girl now that I actually really wanted to be with.
Yeah.
So got into a relationship with that girl because this is actually a girl I want to be with now. The interim period is done. I found.
So you used up a girl then?
It's not using though.
She got used.
Listen, everybody gets used anyway.
Listen, she shouldn't have been on Plenty of Fish in the first place if she didn't want to get used.
I would say it was used if she did not agree to the terms from the start. Yeah. That's when you're using, because it's almost like you've deceived someone. But if you've agreed, we're both in a position at the time where it was like...
both single and it was just... It was at the time.
Yeah. So I can't really accept...
So are you saying that when you go on these apps, everyone's kind of on it for the kind of similar same things, or people who goes on these apps, are they trying to look for a relationship then?
everybody's looking for different things, and they
Yeah.
make it very clear in their bio.
Okay.
Yeah. So I made it very clear at the time that.
So what was your status saying on it then?
That was but actually.
Go
Hey,
ahead.
look at me, I'm Johnny. You want to have a good time? One night only.
Hi, I'm John McClure. You might see me.
Johnny Bravo.
Nah, do you know what? It was something. So when I got with this new girl,
The one you know for 10 years.
the one I've already known for 10 years,
Telling it all your problems.
telling all my problems, and she knew literally everything. She knew about the other girl's mental health,
Yeah.
everything she knew. One day now, the girl, my child's mother today, she stalked me into my new partner's address.
Okay.
She traced me, she tracked me somehow.
Okay, stop there. So the one who's your friend for 10 years.
Correct,
Do you
yeah.
have a child of her?
No.
So you
I'm
have
not,
the
with, I'm not with her no more, by the way. This was at the time.
Yeah. So you have a child with the one who was a bit
Mental health.
Yes,
mental health.
correct, yeah. I'm just explaining the situation.
Okay,
how it
this is just to try to break it down. Yeah, go on.
yeah. Just to
So
break-
she stalked you going to your friend's house.
the new partner's
new
house.
partner.
Yeah.
Of 10
Yeah.
of
After
10
10 years. So yeah,
So
that one.
When me and the new partner were officially in a relationship,
Yeah.
me and the new girl, and my child's mother now, at the time was not my child's mother, she stalked me and literally pressed the bell of my new partner address, her family address. So her mum answered in the middle of the morning, like 8 a.m. She was in her nightgown,
Nah.
looking crazy in the morning.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, can I speak to Kate? It's Kate in.
Yeah.
So I'm like somewhere in the house, do you know what I mean? Chilling with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not thinking because look.
You wouldn't think that.
Who
You're
the
not
hell
with
is
her.
going to come?
Come try and look for
come
you.
to in a different yard. That doesn't make any sense. But it happened. My new partner at the time, it's just very, really confusing, but I hope you're with me.
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah.
with you. I'm still with you.
She came in rushing into the room saying, yo, blah, blah, blah is outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Is this a joke? Is this a
Yeah,
joke,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
She's like, nah, she's outside. My mom answered the door. So I'm thinking, shit. So I go up there and she's there in her nightgown looking nuts. So I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, how dare you? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yo, this is embarrassing.
Of course.
That's the day she told me she was pregnant. Because me and this new girl got together very quickly.
Yeah.
So 3 months prior to this announcement, me and that girl had probably most likely had sex. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was you seeing your friend, that was was your girlfriend at the time, while you were seeing mental health?
No. But we were friends.
Been friends for 10 years.
Been friends for 10
Yeah,
years
but
anyway.
would you speak with her during mental health while you was with mental health?
Speaking to her, yeah, but she knew everything. She knew that we were still seeing each other in mental health girls'
Would you
eyes.
say that you were speaking to your friend of the 10 years while you was with mental health, which led you to go that way in the first place?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So-
yeah. That
so
happened. Yeah.
Your feelings were gone for mental health now.
Correctly,
You
yeah.
was nice and friendly about it. Look,
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to
Yeah.
do with you no more. And
Yeah.
then you just went off with my girl
Exactly.
and got it on.
Yes,
Fair
basically.
enough.
I just want to restart my life and
Yeah, of
everything.
course.
innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so long story short, she tracked me. She pressed the bell. I came outside. I was out there for like an hour. I said, what the hell are you doing? She's like, oh, you've been avoiding my calls for time. Been trying to reach you. I'm like, how did you get here? She goes, oh, my cousin lives in the road. She saw your car. I'm like, this is bullshit. You tracked me, innit?
Yeah.
Long story short, I didn't really care about all that. I just wanted to know the purpose. Why are you here? Day she told me that she was pregnant.
What was your reaction?
So at the time, I'm thinking, okay, number one, she could be lying because girls sometimes lie about pregnancy.
If they feel like they're losing you.
Number two, might not even be mine. Number
Coco,
three,
where she been for that amount of time?
exactly.
But go on.
And number three is early stages. See, I've now changed my mentality in terms of the A word, abortions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when I look at my child, I'm thinking, I can't ever do that.
Yeah.
Like, this is what, do you know, this is a
Because-
baby. This is a beautiful
Yeah.
being. Do you know what I mean? But at the time, even though I'm ashamed to say it now, I was like, no, I don't want this child. If
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
what, do you know what I mean? Like,
Is it because she had mental health as well? That was like, was you also thinking of that
I
as well?
knew in my heart that this was going to be a tough journey if she has my child. If it was a girl that I felt was mentally stable, then we can definitely co-parent.
Yeah.
And even that, I still wouldn't want that because I'm also West African. Yeah, we're very traditional. from the last generation before us. Do you know what I mean? Long story short, I didn't want it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Do you think she was gonna buy that when you told that to her though? When you said to her, "Look, I don't want to have the child," like, did you think she was gonna rock with it?
I didn't think she would. Nah.
Okay.
I didn't
But
think
you
she
just
would.
came out of it.
You got to tell it as it is.
Yeah.
You got to express your feelings. You can't hide that. It's so the feeling is so intense. You just have to say it as it is at the time. And even though I was expressing myself, raising my voice, shouting, whatever I could do just to express that I do not want this. This is the wrong time. It just wasn't working. You know.
She was telling you she's having it,
Yeah,
and that's
she-
it.
yeah,
Her
I
mind
mean,
was really made up.
My mind was made up from the start, and I didn't even tell my new partner straight away because the whole family were waiting for me to return back. They were looking outside the
What
window,
does she want?
thinking,
Who
"What
is
the-
that?
Like,
What's going on?
These niggas been out there for an hour.
Yeah, yeah.
What the fuck's going on out there? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Girlfriend at the time, I couldn't look at her eye to eye and tell her because it would break her heart. And this
Yeah.
was still the honeymoon stage.
Yeah. 6
Do you know
months.
what I mean?
innit?
Like,
is honeymoon
3
stage
months.
usually? Is it 3 months or 6
No,
months?
oh, you mean the honeymoon stage?
Yeah. When is it usually? 3 to 6
3
months.
days,
Eight.
isn't it? 3 days?
Oh, right, eight business months.
Is it 8 months? You said?
Yeah, something like that.
I would give it 6 months. I would say the honeymoon
But it could last a
stage.
year, to be honest with you.
Bruv, the honeymoon lasts until she start get sour on you. Then the honeymoon period done. That first argument, honeymoon period done.
Yeah, that's true. So I told her like 2-3 months after.
So then for her to know that you was at that yard, she must have thought something. Who did she think
Well,
was in that yard when she tracked you
Even
there?
at the time, I said this is my friend's yard. I didn't tell her.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because you got to think, you got to be smart as well. If you tell women too much,
Yes.
they will just trap you purposely because they know you're in a new
do you know what?
relationship.
I feel like
if they were
she knew
thinking,
already.
If they were thinking about it before, they're gonna make sure they do it now because they
think
know you're
she
trying to
knew
move
already.
on. Yeah, they do overthink about it.
And going back to this mental health state, it's a serious thing.
It's not a joke
And
thing.
there's a lot of people, woman/man, that are not been diagnosed, but they got
They
it.
have it. And I think they don't
Do you
realize they have
understand?
it.
And they get, it's only certain thing that will trigger them off into that
Exactly.
mentality to come out.
And you know, and also talking about mental health, what we need to do, yeah, we're gonna drop a link in the description. So if anyone who's going through mental health or knows someone who may be or someone showing signs, we're gonna add the contact details to the podcast. So yeah, if you need anyone who needs help, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, continue, bro. So
I want to say something about that as well. We all have mental health. We're human.
yeah,
So I'm not even saying anything like she's a bad person because she has mental health. Like this could be deeper than what I even understand. Mental health sometimes stems from childhood experiences way before she met me. So we can't take mental health personally. And that's why I tried to help her so much when we were in this friendship thing, because I'm not a cold person. I'm not just going to come into your life and leave and not. Next couple of months was weird because I was still keeping a secret from my girlfriend's family. Do you know what I mean? I eventually told my family about it. And the more and more that I used to think about, I was dreaming about being a dad. It was just playing in my mind. Do you know what I mean? And one day the feeling just changed. Like, you know what? I'm ready for this. Do you know what I mean? But I had a conversation with my child's mum. And I remember being in the car park outside the gym. It was a 2-hour-long conversation. I told her this. I said, listen, if you go ahead with this, make sure you do not turn into one of those bitter mums who stop me from seeing my child. I'm not saying that I'm completely happy about this, but I'm going to be there to support you. And I will always be there for my child. I will love the child.
Well done.
But make sure you never use it against me. Do not use this as a fucking weapon.
Yeah.
Because I know how it is. She's like, you think I'm trying to trap? I said, listen, I don't want to hear the
Famous
bullshit.
line, innit?
It happens.
He said 3
famous
famous lines today. I ain't trying to trap you. Allergic to condoms.
I'm like,
I can't get pregnant.
yeah.
Like,
I'm
come
like,
on,
I'm
bro.
like, cut the crap. Do you know what I mean? Because look, we're made differently to women, innit? Women are very emotional creatures, and we're more logical.
Yeah, very true.
Not
very
to say one is better than the other, but that is
We just think different.
We just think different. So emotions aside, I said stop all that emotional shit. I know how it is.
Yeah.
Women become bitter when the reality hits.
Yeah.
And you really were a man of your word. You're not going to be in a relationship with me, but you're going to be there for the child.
Yeah.
They can't take that.
You broke it
Because
down. You broke
exactly,
it down.
they can't take it. And it's just like, I told her, one day you're going to really, really be bitter about this. So I want to know what you're getting yourself into. I'm telling you now, as a man of my word, I will be there for the child. That child's not going to miss out on nothing. but I promise you, I'm not going to be there for you. I'm not going to be there with you. We will co-parent, and that is it. She said yes. So I went for every scan, every appointment. Still went being with another woman, by the way. Do you know what I mean? But that's what I'm supposed to do, because that's my child.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I supported it. The pregnancy was complicated as well. Do you know what I mean? A lot of things happen, emergency appointments and all types of things. But I made sure.
Did you go to all the appointments?
Everything.
Did you go to what do they do? Them breathing classes? What's them?
Yeah, the postnatal. Yeah, with the fathers and the mums.
You done all that with her as well.
Had to get the doll. Yeah, the dolly. They split the mums and the dads up, and then you got like a little dolly. You got to put the nappy on. And
so when you was doing all of that, you wasn't thinking to yourself like, raw, like, this is the mother of my child. Maybe just, or was it just point blank? It's not happening, and we're having a child, and that is it.
I wasn't thinking this is the mother of my child, maybe I can be with her. I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking literally tunnel vision, the child. This is part of me, part of my legacy in this earth. Do you know what I mean? For the first 8 months, child was born.
Premature?
No. The first 8 months, as in first 8 months after the child was born, yeah? Everything is perfect. I'm going to look after the child at my child's mother's house. My new girlfriend wasn't happy about it, by the way. It's like, women rate a guy who's there for his child, and through the difficulties, he's still there despite the complexities of being a single dad and all this blah, 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 blah. But then when you're in a relationship with them and you want to do what you would rate me for if you were not in a relationship with me,
it's a problem.
You don't like it no more. So ladies, you need to pick.
Which one?
Do you like it or do you not like it? Do you know what I mean? Because we need to know. But regardless of whether she liked it or not, that's my child. I'm gonna be there regardless. Do you know what I mean?
I think men are always gonna put their child before the woman, if I'm correct.
I hope so.
Well, some men don't, but the majority.
They fucking better.
No, I'm saying the majority of men who I know do put their kids first before a relationship.
I don't think all do.
But some men don't.
Exactly. So you might be doing what your what your new girlfriend wants you to do. She secretly doesn't rate you for not putting your foot down and being there for your child. So you need to follow your heart and do what you need to do regardless of who likes it or not. Yeah. Because you're a man at the end of the day. You're not a woman, innit? Yeah. No one dictates how you move. You move correctly.
You see, like if you're dating a woman, right? Right, if you're dating a woman now and she said to you, like, you said to her, like, oh, I've got one, 2 or 3 kids, right? And you said to her, oh, I don't see my kids. As a woman, why would she want to settle with you if she sees you don't check for your youth?
Well, you'd be surprised. Certain women.
Why does she think that's okay?
Yeah. Because maybe secretly she liked the fact that you don't see your youth, so she ain't got to worry about it.
But then she's not a good woman then, fam.
I know.
Yeah. That's not a good woman.
But I know. That's where it comes. That's what I'm trying to stem from.
That's what I'm trying
to
say.
It's like, I'm not going to have that problem. Look at him. I'm not going to have that problem because he don't go and see the kid. So it's okay. I'm just going to have my man. That's what she's thinking. Blood. Until you start seeing the youth and she starts turning sour and get jealous.
Blood. It's to me, that's alarm bells ringing.
Of course.
Right? That's alarm bells ringing. Because if I met a woman, right, and she had youths, and she was moving, and if I found out she was the one who was moving all booky for the child, for the father not to come and see his child, what he's got with her, I'm like, right, she seems to be the problem then. Because if this brother's trying to get to see his youths and she's acting up, not allowing him to see the youth, I'm gonna have to be looking at this, judging this chick and thinking, right, do I want to be with this chick? Because she seems to be a woman who just seems to like mix up.
Exactly. So I was in a worse kind of situation.
But then you don't know what that guy's done to her to feel like that. It could be a numerous of reasons. Okay. Or she could be a fucked up one. But yeah.
No, I said I was in a very like unconventional, weird situation because it's like I want to do the right thing, but there's 2 women in my life that want me to do the wrong thing. My new girl doesn't want me to be around much. Yep. I mean, there's a new baby and I'm a new dad. Of course, I'm going to be there for my child. Yeah. And then the child's mom wants me to be there too much because she wants us to play happy families.
But how many days a week was she trying to get you to see the child?
Who?
The
child's mom?
Yeah.
She was an expectation of you have a child, you know? Like,
is it 3 days a week, 4 days a week?
Probably about 3 days a week because, you know, when children are born, they work on American time. Like, they're awake when we're asleep and vice versa. So obviously, child's mom needs to sleep at night and then I need to do the night shift. I wasn't going to miss out on that.
Let's start. Hold on. You were telling me you were staying at night at the house doing night shift.
Doing night shift.
Why do you think she wouldn't be happy, bro?
No, I understand it. But at the same time, does that mean I'm not going to do it?
Now, I'm not saying you not to do it.
Yeah.
But put this way, yeah? Say you met a woman, right? You met a woman when she just had a baby. The child might have been 1 month, 2 months. The partner she was with previously, they're broken up. You were dating her like as a partner now, yeah? She's telling you, the child's father is staying around tonight
so she can sleep.
So she can sleep to do the night shift. Are you going to be sticking around for that? You're going to say, "Banda, I'm gone."
Yeah, well, I have a choice, and she had a choice, and that's what I was trying to say earlier on. She could have easily said, "I can't do this," and that's respectable. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But to do it and complain is driving me insane. That rhymes. It's driving me insane because it's kind of like.
So she, even though she wasn't cool with it, she was allowing it to run.
Even though she was allowing it to run, but
it was problems.
It was eating into her, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Small.
But that would happen to anyone who's staying overnight. Who's staying overnight, if who's not there, unless you got CCTV on you.
It's a hard one.
I'm telling you. It's not good. That's red flag.
No. Okay. There's other parts to it. So Charles' mom lives with her family.
Yeah.
So how am I gonna even do a thing even if I wanted to? Number one. Number two, I mean, even though the new girlfriend didn't like it, why should that stop me from being a dad? Do you know what I mean? Because
it shouldn't stop you.
It should not. At the end of the day, if this is something you cannot deal with, it's all about choices. Then just say I'm stepping out. Like I really want to be there for you, Kay, but I cannot. Because it's eating me alive. I can't do it. But at the same time, I don't want to disrupt what you have going on. I can see that you're trying to be a good dad. And I would respect that. Do you know what I mean? But it was difficult because it was kind of like, I'm now coming, after a night shift, I'm coming
home.
Back, to arguments.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For doing the right thing.
She's making you feel guilty.
But bro, come on.
No, I get it.
You're going to get that argument.
I get it.
You think she sleeps when you're there? Big man, she ain't sleeping. She goes to the toilet. And she can't call you either. I think you said you could call her, innit? And be on phone to her or whatever.
I did.
Yeah, was you on phone the whole night?
What?
Was you on phone to her the whole night?
No.
Yes,
I tend to you.
Bro, she didn't sleep that night. Whenever time you was going there, she wasn't sleeping, bro.
No, of course.
You get me?
But like literally, what I would encourage other guys, just be there regardless, though. Do you know what I mean? Because look at it like this, yeah.
Okay.
No. Look.
Okay.
No.
Did you have to be there over the night, or could you have done a daytime
When I
thing?
say over the night, I didn't sleep there. It was more like
Up to midnight, or
no,
up till the child sleeping.
Exactly, like maybe from 11 p.m. to about 3 a.m.
okay.
Do you get me? So it isn't overnight. I'm still coming home.
Hey, big man. If I was you, and I had to set up, I'd be like, yeah. I go, but big mama's here until 11 till 3. You already sleeping. Let me just have a little fun here and then leave. That's what it looks like.
Kay living that dream world, you know.
It depends on your intentions. Do you know what I mean? But I wasn't thinking about any of that. It was more about, this is a new child that needs me. Her mum is tired. She needs someone to look after the child. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not going to be a lazy father.
Then you're stepping up to a father's role.
And what
I'm supposed to do?
Yeah.
The baby's 8 months at this time.
No. This was in the very
beginning.
I don't know why I said it. Yeah, this was in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Skip to 8 months, and the reason why 8 months is important is because remember what I said before about coming from a certain home.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Marriage before
having the child.
So no one had ever been in a position to advise me of make sure you're there to sign the birth certificate. I never had that conversation with my dad, with my uncles, because they've all been married or sort of married before.
Yeah. So
do you know what I mean?
Carry the name automatically.
So I never even looked into it because I trusted my child's mum, and we had no issues at this time anyway. She kept on saying, okay, I got, I think, a month after the child is born to sign the birth certificate. Are you going to be there? I said, of course I'm going to be there. Let me know. But I'm working in her time. I don't live with her. So it's kind of let me know when we're doing
it's
this,
happening.
so I can make sure I'm there.
Yeah.
It just kept on getting postponed and postponed. And because I didn't know the law of you definitely need to be there, she took advantage of that. And she said, one day when I was at work, she came back. She said, you know what? I've got it done. I put your name on it. I went with my mum.
Because what I know of that is you're meant to get the birth certificate within 3 months of the baby being born. Anyway.
Something like that, yeah.
So she'd have done it ages ago.
But then, but she can't do it unless you're there.
No, she can. What, did she put him on there?
No, but this is what
Get to it. Go on.
So she misled me.
Making you believe.
When my child was 3 months old, I said, what happened to this appointment that you invited me to? Like I was meant to follow you.
Yeah.
She goes, no, me and her mum,
yeah,
went and signed the birth certificate, and yeah, your name is on it. So I said, all right. I said, can you send me a copy of this? She goes, yeah. It takes a while for it to. So I'm just there believing it because
it's the first time.
It's the first time.
You don't understand this.
I've never been in a position. No one that I know has really been in that position either. So I'm just taking her word for Bible. Like, okay, my name's on the birth certificate. Send me a copy when it's ready. Simple as. 8 months into it, I start looking into things. Start getting little like, this birth. I brought it up one day. I said, remember you were meant to send me a copy of the birth certificate? She was like, oh yeah, my mum hid it somewhere in the cupboard. I'm like, okay, can you ask your mum to send me a copy? She goes, yeah, no problem. Days went by. Your mum, has she found the birth certificate yet? She's like, oh yeah, she doesn't want to open the cupboard. She thinks she lost it. I'm like, okay, can you not order another one? 2 weeks went by, still excuses. I'm like, I have a feeling something dodgy's going on. Then I looked into it. When I found out the truth online, that I had to literally be there, I said, this is fuckery. You guys are lying to me.
Yeah.
I need to see that birth certificate now.
So the mum was in it as well then?
Mum was in it as well. Kept on lying. So I told my parents and my family about this. They said, you need to get a DNA test. Because that's the first thing that people are thinking now. If a woman's not going to put you on a birth certificate, then
Something
perhaps you're not the real dad and she knows it.
Yeah.
So I couldn't sleep because by that time I'm now in love with my daughter.
You bonded.
Of course.
Yeah.
The most important thing to me. Do you know what I mean? And took the DNA. It was a long process to get the DNA as well because she was just this is embarrassing. You're trying to shame me. Of course, this is your child. You know it's your child. Oh, so you don't love this child. It's like, no, I love the child. That's besides the point. It's because you're being dodgy and you're still not telling me the truth about this birth certificate.
To make you feel more at ease.
Exactly. I needed to be sure. And good news, I was the dad. I am the dad. Do you know what I mean? But immediately after that, because we went through that whole process of DNA, blah, 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 blah.
She became
things
difficult.
turned very bitter.
Very quick.
On top of that, this was June of 2018. I went on another holiday with my new partner. And, you know, like, from my child's mother's point of view, I'm here looking after your child full time.
Yeah,
you're on holiday, doing your thing. So when I came back from holiday, she was completely bitter. She asked me, who'd you go on holiday with? I'm like, don't worry about that. Like, why
you're just here for your child, innit?
Do you know what I mean? So one day I said, why am I keeping this a secret? Yeah, I went with my girlfriend. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
As soon as I said that now,
game.
I remember the day. I left her yard. I said, see you later next week. No answer. Okay, shut the door. I knew that day that something had changed.
Yeah.
For the next couple of days, because I normally check in every day, as we should as fathers. How are you doing today? There's something wrong with that.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Just want to make sure you're alive and my child is okay.
I think it's cool for mums and dads to have a friendship.
Yeah.
If you're not together, still have a good friendship because the whole purpose and focus is on the child.
Yeah.
So go on, bro.
So yeah, after that, long story short, I did not see my child for that turned into 4.5 months that I didn't see my child.
Was that her not picking up?
Not picking up, no nothing. I had to call the police to do a welfare check.
Wow.
Because I'm there knocking on her door, ringing her phone, texting her, no response, no nothing.
And does she live with her mum as well?
No. By this time, she had moved into her own like, 2-bedroom flat.
Yeah.
So for a couple of weeks, I kept on calling, messaging, no answer. This was the very beginning of the issues. So one day, I even had to get the police to do a welfare check. Anyway, police confirmed that they were okay. And that's when I knew there's a personal issue here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kept on, it was driving me insane. I need to see my child, Okay, without knowing, she's building a case of harassment against me because of how much I'm belling her phone, text messaging her, comments and knocking her door. Like the natural things that we would do as dads, if you want to be there for your child, that is, can also turn into abuse and harassment in the eyes of the law. It's really, really weird. They say be there, but at the same time, you can't be there naturally. It's so odd. I
like the fact that you said that, because enough people tell me, well, I tell enough people, I ain't going to knock down her door to see no child.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to bang down your door to see no child. For me to be standing outside and for you to call police, he's outside acting crazy.
Exactly.
He's not letting me, I'm not letting him in, and he's, I can't get arrested. I've not once gone to my son's yard and done that.
Yeah. And I don't blame you. And now I've learned from that.
Do you think that's a trap though?
Well, it was from,
Because as you're saying, you as a father was knocking because you're trying to get access to see your child. Right? G said that the reason why he couldn't do it because he knew the consequences was going to come of it. Right? Because as you said, if a father's trying to check for the youth and you're genuinely trying to phone, she's not picking up. Do you know she's not phoning? Because people used to come at this stuff like, they don't pick up the phone and then go to the house then. Okay, so I will go to the house and I'll knock the door. She's not answering. You might be standing outside for 10, 15 minutes. I know you're in the house. Well, open up the door. So what they do now, because they're now building up this case now, it's going against the fathers. So when does the fathers ever win?
Exactly.
All now, she ain't answer the phone all now.
See?
You know what I mean?
I ring every maybe 3 days. It's just a chance. Maybe she
might just pick up.
Yeah, and
maybe she's feeling in a good mood. She might answer.
And if you go to the yard now, boom, she call them, boy them on you.
You're there uninvited. You're harassing, blah 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 blah.
Go on, bro.
And it's difficult. It's a difficult place to be in because you want to do the right thing. You want to be there for your child, but everything else is telling you not to do it. But if you now make a selfish decision, the only person really missing out is the child because you're meant to check in. So anyway, after it got to a point where I knew that I needed to apply to the courts. Number one, I still had a big issue with this whole parental responsibility.
Yeah.
My name not being on the birth certificate.
Okay.
That needed to be resolved. And child arrangement would obviously follow after that. So I just had to get the application. And the application for anyone, if you don't mind me saying.
Oh, bro, listen. Say how it is, man.
Parental responsibility order is what you need to pursue if your name is not on a birth certificate. Just Google it. You'll find the order there. And also for child arrangement, it's a C100.
We put the link in the description.
Yeah,
we put the link in the description.
And you can get help with fees. If you can't afford it, it's normally £215.
Yeah.
If you're on low income or you're not working, that's fine. Just Google help with fees on the .gov website. You can get that completely free.
Yeah?
Do you know what I mean? Of course, yeah.
Okay.
There's no excuse. I don't like when guys complain, I can't see my child, she's being long. It's kind of like, go to court. How long has it been? It's a year since I ain't seen my child. Fam, you need to go to court.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole year from your child's life.
But I won't go to court, but yeah. I'm saying...
But G...
No, hold on.
Go on.
I heard you say this before as well.
I won't go.
Why?
I'm not going. I shouldn't have to go to court to see my youth that come out of my left now.
Ideally,
do you understand?
Ideally, you should not have to. Of course, I agree with that. But in your reality, you are not seeing, and there is ammunition out there in the world for you to pursue. No one will understand that, including perhaps I don't want to speak for you, but as if I was your child, I wouldn't get it. Why didn't you fight for me?
He's gonna get it when he comes to me.
It might be too late.
Then it's too late.
That's not cool.
Because it's not cool.
Anything can happen to you before that child is 18 years of age. And that child as well can grow up without you being there present in that child's life.
Exactly.
And can go astray.
Exactly.
So that's not, you need to do something about it.
He needs to speak to his mother for why she don't answer her phone and why she feels that she doesn't trust me to take my son.
Yeah.
Because she's told me that. She don't trust me. What don't you trust me?
Which is odd.
What don't you trust? You could come link me, but you don't trust me to have my son, and I've got 4 kids prior.
Yeah.
You don't trust me. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Skip the country with him.
I'm
not on the birth certificate.
You're not on the birth certificate?
No.
So what I think...
I'm not on the birth certificate.
You need to pursue it.
And I'm paying CSA.
Dude, let me tell you something.
Mad.
If you pursue it, what's the worst that can happen? Because I'm telling you, unless you're a monster and you've done crazy shit, there's no way the courts are not going to grant you parental responsibility, number one, i.e. your name on the birth certificate. Number two, the minimum that they can give you, even though it's still pathetic, is seeing your child once every 2 weeks. You might have a good judge and you might end up seeing your child every week or a few times a week. But the worst case scenario is once every 2 weeks. That's better than not seeing your child for the whole year. There's nothing for you to lose.
100%.
There's nothing for you to lose, apart from a bit of pride.
I just ain't going to court.
Fair enough.
Can I ask a question, right? I think this is the problem we do have, where a lot of men don't like going to court. Is court a thing where people look at it is because court's like a place where it's not supposed to be good, like in our culture.
Yeah.
It's not. We don't go to them kind of places. We kind of more deal with things our own. So we don't really get the police involved in certain situations.
It's like authorities.
To
deal with you, but they're there for you, for the public. Make the most of it. I understand that the system sometimes isn't made for us. Yeah, but when you have no other option and your child is missing out on a present dad every day of their lives, yeah. You need to pull out the nuclear weapon. That's cool. Do you know what I mean? When people go to war, they don't always pull out the big guns. They leave that in case, worst case scenario, I'm pulling out this atom bomb. Finished. But before we get to the nuclear weapons, I got normal weapons for you.
Yeah.
If that's not working, normal weapons being like, I don't want to use the word weapon, but normal tools, should I say, of trying to call you, seeing how you're doing, you're ignoring me. Yeah. I'm pulling out the big guns. I had no other choice.
Yeah. Obviously,
what do you want me to do? That without having living with my child?
Outside the baby fathers, me and G, we do talk. Yeah. And I always do advise G, look, go to the court stage. But I just think G does deep inside and wants to do it. And I know that, G. Yeah?
I really don't.
G, we'll talk.
I ain't going
because you know why?
To go see no picnic.
No. So I'll tell you why, right? Because every time when we talk about the sons, your both sons, right, how your face and your whole energy just lights up, right? Even to the one you don't see, when you talk about him, your energy, it completely lights up.
Of course, because I'm gassed on my two boys.
Thank you. So I think
move digital together.
So I think deep down, G, I just think deep down inside, you do want to see your child. I just think it's the process.
Of course, I want to see my child. Just saying, I'm just not going court
it's the process. It's the process where you're like, I can't be asked because it's the process.
I'm not going court to do it.
It's the process, G.
Yeah, I'm not going court
so
to do it.
So it's the process.
I'm not going court
because it's the process, blood. If the BM's phoned your phone today and told you to come pick up a child tomorrow,
I'm going.
You would have got, thank you. But you can't do it because it's the process. I got to go and take out Dole and I have to go to court. Then, I have to talk to this particular judge. The time you look at it, that's all long.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
So that's why you're like, bun that. The child knows where I'm at. So if the child wants to know me, it come and look for me. If the mum wants to be difficult, F the mum. That's the energy you're just basically coming with.
That's it.
But you want to see your child.
Of course.
But it's the process.
I'm not going court.
So it's the process.
I just said, I'm not going court.
Cool.
The process, I'm not going court.
Cool, bro.
I told you that.
I mean, to each their own, innit?
Yeah.
I'm just not going to go court for it.
But for me,
I don't see why I should have to go court to see my youth.
You shouldn't have to do a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have to do a lot of things in life are not ideal, innit? Like we pay car insurance. If we had it our way, we wouldn't pay it. You don't get into an accident every day, but you pay it because you have to, right? Do you know what I mean? You're doing things already that you don't necessarily want to do. Ideally, I don't have to do it. You might have 10 bags in your account, 20 bags. In case I got into an accident, I can repair my car. So why am I paying £100 a month? You don't have to do it in your mind, but it's necessary. When something becomes necessary, it should be mandatory. If you want to see your child and mom is not listening, it's been like this for years, this is your life.
That was man.
Number one, court built me up. It changed me completely in terms of my vocabulary, the way I speak, because a lot of the time I represented myself.
Okay.
So the first court case was obviously like anxiety galore. Do you know what I mean? But as it went on, because you got to prepare your own position statements. But what we need to bear in mind is that the court actually like it when you're coming from a genuine, innocent kind of level approach. They don't always want you to have the most skilled barrister in the world. You could represent yourself. All they want is the truth and the sincerity. So if you just say, listen, I ain't got no problems with my child's mum. Yes, I may not have been a perfect guy. Yes, I may have cheated on her. Whatever your circumstances may be, I don't care about none of that. All I want to do is be there for my child. I love my child. These are the photos of my child, me and my child together. When you say that to magistrates or a judge, they look at you, they could tell that you are genuine because they know a lot of men are waste. They don't want to pursue or do nothing about their child. They know, like, because you are here, even in court, it must mean you truly love this child. And why are they going to deny a father from a child? They respect that.
But you can also get a dickhead judge as well, though.
Of course, people are people. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But there's no real reason for you to get a dickhead judge unless there's allegations being made against you. Now, there were allegations made against me. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, without evidence, because all of it was bullshit, they can't do nothing, and courts are based on evidence. If you can prove something, it's different. If you cannot prove it, do you know what I mean? The only bad thing is that they take a lot of precaution. So if there's wild allegations being made against you, they may need to investigate or want proof of it. And that delays the whole process of you having the type of contact that you want to have with your child. But fair enough, allow the process to take place. In due course, you will get what you need, which is contact. I had to go through the contact center supervised because of the nature of allegations being made against me of being like an aggressive guy. Do you know what I mean? Never to my child, but
to the mom.
Aggressive in nature, attacking the mom, doing the most. I'm looking at her in court thinking, wow, do you know what I mean?
Like she will play any card.
Do you know what I'm saying?
She will play any card.
To discredit, man.
Because the first court hearing, I'm thinking this is going to be simple. I'm a good guy. They're going to see me. I speak decent. You know, I present myself well. Surely they're going to think I'm cool and just give me contact. But once the allegations are made, and she came with legal representatives, because in our society, women have like, I think on average 300 and something pounds worth of support. In comparison to men, we have like 0.37p when it comes to refuges and support systems and charities. So she was able to get legal aid because of the allegations being made against me. You know, without evidence, it was easy for her to get that. Whereas I went by myself, represented myself, and not being aware of any allegations. So even on the spot, I had to take a non-molestation order. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
No.
When allegations are being made against you, a non-molestation order is almost like a restraining order.
Okay.
Yeah. So they give you 3 options in court. 1, you say, yes, I did these things. I take responsibility. You can say, I deny it completely. Or the third option is, I didn't do it, but the grounds of the order I'm okay with. So the grounds of the order will be similar to a restraining order. You cannot go within 100 meters of such and such house. You can't call them. You can't harass them. So
she put an injunction against you.
It was an injunction. Do you know what I mean? You can't just pull it a non-molestation order against someone.
That's because you was turning up at the yard, innit? Concerned.
Exactly.
So your daughter's welfare.
That was part of the allegations. There was some other far-fetched.
You see what I'm saying? I ain't doing that.
There were other far-fetched allegations that were more concerning for the courts. Like, okay, I'm gonna say it: female genital mutilation.
What, you cut off a?
No, of course I didn't do it. Yeah, but the fear, like, I want to take my child abroad so that I can perform. I'm Nigerian.
She's coming out.
We don't do that in Nigeria. Do you know what I mean? But because the court, the magistrates are not Nigerian and they're most likely probably British people, they just look at me as being black and African, having a weird name, right? So perhaps this is what he wants to do. Because of that, we need to take precaution. Not that we believe.
But I think that's all down to child safety.
And that's fine, isn't it? Of course. That's paramount.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, I got the bad end of the stick because they had to take that precaution. Hence why I now had to see my child in a contact center, just in case I was this aggressive, crazy.
They got to do the OHMS. They've got to do the OHMS assessment.
I actually want to know what it is that my second baby mother doesn't trust about me to take my child alone. I really want to know what that is now. Or is she just saying that to make
it may not even be like a trusting, like you're an aggressive bad person. It could be like, I don't trust you to be responsible, feed him at the right time, look after him properly the way I would. Regardless of how irresponsible or lazy or whatever her excuse may really be against you, you still hold that responsibility.
50-50.
And like I said, divine right by God to have presence in your child's life. How dare another human being tell me that I cannot spend time with my child? It doesn't make sense.
You see that feeling
That doesn't make
of
sense.
now. Yeah. You see that, what you just said. Now that's what makes certain man go and act outside the yard. No, it's not a bad thing. That's what sends a man mad. Go outside the yard. I'm fucking you. I can't see my youth.
Especially when she knows when you love the child as well.
Exactly.
But listen, tunnel that energy. Because yes, like what I just said was fueled with passion, but that doesn't mean that you gotta act like an idiot now. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of course, look, But I think also as well, certain men don't know how to deal with their emotions because guys are not used to showing emotions. Like you see that when you have a child, that's some different kind of love what a father would have. Yeah,
unconditional.
It is different,
right? It's unconditional. So then what happens is a woman knows that I've got something what he wants, right? She can play on that. You see what I'm trying to say to you?
Of course.
Man, them could turn crazy from not seeing a youth blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. This is what we're here for.
Yeah, of course. 100.
These men that are new to these situations don't act a fool. Be wise.
You have to be better than that. You have to be better.
Treat it like beef.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What is though? I think.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to just bait up yourself with what you plan to do. Keep it a secret. Plan accordingly. You don't just go all out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like anything in life.
But I think with what is as well, okay, you have to also remember, right? If you have a street mentality, you deal with things in a street mentality. It's just like if you get stopped by the police, you've got to have to conduct yourself when you talk to the police, because if you think that if the police stops you and you start swearing and effing and bleeming, you already know they're gonna punch you up and they're gonna put you in the back of the van and gone. But if you deal with them in a certain way, how you conduct yourself to the situation, where you're not arguing with them, but you obviously you know your rights and you know how to address it to them, they then can't really touch you.
Exactly.
Because they're trying to provoke you.
Yeah.
You understand? So when a father's going to deal with the mum in a sense of you want to see your child and whatever, and the mum's not acting the way you want it to act, it don't mean you start going down and start blowing up the place. You've got to know how to conduct yourself.
Exactly.
It's just going to be a longer process now.
Exactly.
You understand?
Just anyone that's in that position, just bear in mind that this could easily get out of hand.
Very quick.
Very quick. And secretly, she might be planning something against you. So act and move accordingly. Build yourself evidence. If she's being difficult and it's unreasonable, make sure you communicate via text and it's in writing. So text her, email her, whatever you do. Do you know what I mean? And always be kind. How are you today? Good morning. Hope you're well. I would love to see my child. You know, let me know when you are available so we can make this happen. I'm
100.
pretty sure she misses me as much as I miss her.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So this is you acting accordingly, planning ahead as if you were prepared to go to court. You may not be, but just in case it gets out of hand.
You got all the evidence.
This is your evidence. Do you know what I mean? The same way you would approach feds, treat your child's mother like a fed.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, do you know what I'm saying? Because the women have the power to quickly use certain things
I'd rather treat her like the pagans.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like in this society that
get
we
me
live,
because I don't know what she's on.
in this society that we live, right, it's like most of the time we are the bad guys as men, and that's what it's just cliche. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So just know the system, innit? Just apply common sense.
100.
Already know that you're fighting an uphill battle and your back is against the wall. You can't just do anything you want to do. You got to be smart with your approach.
Yeah.
And that's as simple as that. Okay, I've gone to court. So
How many court sessions have you had?
10. Literally, do you know what I mean?
Out of that 10,
Yeah.
so you went to the first one. Did you see your youth then? Because it was 4 months.
No, you went to the
four
second
and a half
one.
months.
So-
No, wait,
so-
let me finish.
yeah.
So it's 4.5 months you hadn't seen your youth. So you said, you know what, bun this. You went court. How many more months added onto that? Not seeing your youth.
No. So after the first court hearing, when I realised that there was allegations and stuff being made against me.
Did she attend court? Sorry, as well.
She did. She always attended
That's
court.
good.
Yeah.
No, but regardless, that could be used against her anyway, even if she didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it delays things, I guess, but it will be used against her eventually. But she did actually attend court with representatives, like I said. It didn't delay me from seeing my child, even though there were allegations made against me, because there were no evidence, and I chose the third option, which is that I accept the grounds of the injunction. However, I did not do it. They said, well, that reassures us that you're going to be safe because this gentleman has now agreed to.
So what he's gone in there and done is like plead guilty and we'll give you lesser sentence.
It's not guilt. No. It's not guilt.
but that's what that is.
No. It's not. You blatantly tell them that I do not accept that I have done these things. However, I have no issue with the grounds because all the courts are interested in because they don't know right from wrong. They don't know who's telling the truth or not. But if you give them a decision where everybody wins, child's mother get what she wants in terms of you being an aggressive, harassing person, I would adhere to the grounds, but I didn't do it. For the record, I did not do that.
Yeah.
That everybody wins in that case. So because of that,
Fair enough.
they enabled me to see.
I wouldn't agree to that.
Yeah. Do you know what?
I'm not aggressive towards you.
Let me tell you.
Every time I deal with you correctly. I'm more submissive than anything. Like, yes. But when you're ready, whatever time you say I'm coming.
Of course.
Easy life.
But
no problem.
You haven't confessed to doing it. That's the difference. You're saying I did not do it. So the first part of what you've just said still stands. I didn't do it. I'm innocent of any of these allegations. But if it makes everybody happy in this court today so that I can move forward with seeing my child, then so be it. I will accept the grounds. However, I did not do it. That's why that third option is there. And
but it's that label, man. But anyway, moving on.
Agree to the terms, not the allegation.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've agreed to the terms, or that whatever it is, and you've moved forward now.
Correct.
So when did you see your
Straight
child?
away.
Straight away.
Within weeks. In a contact centre.
All right.
In a contact
So
centre.
once you've done all that whole court stage where you've got to see your child and that, was there any behaviour difference from the mum after?
No. It's still difficult. Because at that time, I still had not received the Parental Responsibility Order to give me like parental responsibility of my child. So even though I was able to see my child in the contact centre, the mum was still kind of in control of it because there was no way that the courts or even myself could force her
to go to the contact. You see what I'm saying?
At that time, that's if your name is on the birth certificate, right? If your name is on the birth certificate, which most people's name is on the birth certificate, then she has to adhere by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was putting another block in.
So what she was doing is, and I had to go to Luton from ends, to do that. So on my way on a Saturday morning, be driving on the motorway to Luton, receive an email. As soon as I see the person's name, my heart's racing. Like, what could it be today?
That's what they do to you, innit?
Child is not well today. We'll have to postpone this. I'm like, I'm already on a fucking M1.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Come on, that junction 10. He's getting off the junction 9, going into 10.
And you know, just all different types of hurdles.
So answer me this.
Yeah.
So now you've gone through the courts.
But that's just the first
Do you contact her still to her phone?
No. So
there's no more contact between you and her now, is there?
We're allowed to, because remember, I had an injunction. Yeah. So the injunction was like, you can't call her unless there is an emergency. And any communication needs to be in writing.
Yeah.
So that could be emails or text, but the advice that I got was writing is preferred via email. So email one another, which we did. So she was able to email me, I'm not turning up today. I was able to respond back, but of course I'm not going to respond back in an emotional way. That's what she's trying to trigger, because she knows that we have an upcoming hearing in a couple of months anyway, when the final verdict of the parental responsibility.
So what she was doing, she was playing all the
she's
cards.
Trying to fuck up everything.
She was playing all the cards with the hands that she can deal with.
Exactly.
The sick ones and that, because she knows she goes back to court, you can't say nothing to you. But what she's doing, she's really pissing you off, because she knows you're on the way down.
Reaction.
Yeah.
Because I got an upcoming court hearing in a month or two, when the courts will decide if I should be awarded with parental responsibility, which is hurdle number 1. So I knew, no matter how many disappointments I get, number 1 is you keep on fucking up and not turning up to this thing, it's going to go against it anyway, because they will know how many times can a baby be sick.
Yeah, 100.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's common sense. It's frustrating, but I already knew sick number 1, sick number 2, I'm going to use this in court anyway.
Okay,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how do you feel now that we're in a pandemic, so to speak, right now? COVID. What if she starts going along them lines, I don't want to bring my child out now because of this pandemic, she's scared?
She can't do that.
Yeah, but how do you know?
Well, there's a law in
Contact
place.
centre.
Oh, for guys in that situation. Because I'm no longer in this contact center situation, by the way.
Oh, that's
Are you
done.
so
you see her separate, you see her through the mum now?
I'm just, I was just explaining a journey at the time, what I had to go through, just in case anyone else ever needs to go through that. Because when you don't have parental responsibility, I think you mentioned that you don't, your name's not on the birth certificate.
No.
Yeah, anyone that's in that position most likely will need to go through the whole contact center thing. Because whilst you don't have it, but you still want to see your child, the only way that they can allow you to see your child is with a supervisor, because it's almost technically like a stranger that's spending time with your child.
Let me ask you a question then, right? So if a name is not on a birth certificate, how can they then try and touch you to pay child support then?
They can still do it.
But how? You see what I'm trying to say to you? They make you go for a whole
to see you.
Yeah.
But to pay the money,
but boom, you get me? Tap you.
You got to blame yourself for not doing right by that child. If you have access, you got a tool that's out there in the world for you to pull, i.e. court, but you're still not doing it, but child's mum is still not allowing you to see the child. You can't moan about it, you can't cry about it, because it's there. It's designed for you to use. I've got one child. It's designed for you to use. If you really love your child so much and know someone's not allowing you to see your child, but there is a tool that will enable you and guarantee you to see your child, by the way. Like I said, unless you are a monster and you're into doing crazy stuff to children or something like that, that's when the courts will say, no, you're not seeing your child. But when you're just a normal dad that's had relationship breakdown issues with the child's mum, they're giving you access, and typically it will be once every 2 weeks. So would you rather not have that? Would you rather have that than not seeing your child for a whole year? Even though you don't want to go through the court process, you get what you need at the end of it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It doesn't make sense to me why you wouldn't do it. Do it.
I think it's just the energy where some fathers struggle, bro.
We can go from Northwest London to South London to link, yeah. But then we can't. Do you know energy? What? That's no excuse.
Who does that, boy? Mad.
That's the truth,
back in the day, though.
That's the truth.
Back in the day. Look, listen.
Listen,
are you telling me that you haven't done or don't know a guy that's?
I'm not being funny. She's got to go down.
Yeah.
Nah, she's got to come down here, blood. Come on, travel.
I know what you're saying, bro. Listen, make sure you do what you need to do. But yeah, Pete, listen, keep safe. And listen, we're gone, yeah?
Peace out.
Out, man.